Hi guys, what's up? This is Mahima and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about healing your relationship with your parents. And I'm going to share some stories on how I did that. I think it's very, very important to heal your relationship with your parents, especially as you grow old. Um, to share some of my stories, I was a huge rebel during my teenagers. Everything that I was told to do, I would do the exact opposite. I hated authority. I just thought that why is this person telling me what to do? No matter, like, I didn't care if it was like my father or my mother or my brother. I was like, no, I do what I want. To an extreme level, like, in my opinion, it was too extreme. But I just wanted autonomy, that I don't think I ever got because I'm the younger child. So, and I'm like the girl also, right? So it was always like, this is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. And the reason we were given for all of this was, don't do this because log kya bolenge, what will people think? And don't do this because no, it's bad. We've been told it's bad. So I was just like, what? Like, that is not a good enough reason for me not to do it. And instead it was spark more curiosity as to why is this so bad? Why is this, why does this have such bad rep? Um, so everything I was told not to do, I would do it. Um, and yeah, this caused a lot of friction between me and my family because they would still try to tell me, Mahima, don't do this, don't do that, don't go out. But I was like, I want to go out. Like, the more you tell me to not go out, to not do this, the more I will do it. What I did not realize is that I was harming myself during all of this process. Um, because I wasn't doing, for example, okay, my parents used to say, don't go out clubbing. I would go out clubbing. Um, and later I realized that I wasn't going out clubbing because I wanted to go clubbing. I just wanted to do what I was told not to do. Alcohol, for example. I was never an alcohol person at all. Like, I think ever since we were children, no one in my family drinks. Um, but there was this one wedding where alcohol was being served and there were shots being served and someone offered it to me. So I was a bit like, questioning, should I do this, should I not? But my uncle was like, have it, have it. So I was like, okay, I'll have it. It's just a shot. What will happen? But then my family got very pissed at me that, why did you have that shot? You did very wrong. No, 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 this is not good. So obviously what I did was I got super drunk the next day. Like, the next function, I got wasted. That's like my first getting drunk situation. And that was at a wedding, at a family wedding. Everyone was talking about me and like, oh my god, Mahima ne itni pi hai, whatever. Um, so that's where it started. Like, that's where I was told ki it's not good. Like, when I did it, I was told it's not good. So that's where like the whole rebelliousness started, and like kept going out, kept drinking alcohol. And I didn't want to stop. I just loved being in this like rebel mode and do whatever I want to do. I felt like the boss. For once I felt like the boss. And but during this whole time, I would also, like, when I would come home from going out, I would feel anxious because I didn't want my parents to know, that I'm drunk or that I had alcohol. So I would be anxious that shit, I'm going home, but like I couldn't enjoy anything because I was anxious because I was doing something wrong. So you see, like, the contradiction. Even though, like, for me, I felt like the boss, but I knew, like, somewhere, like, my family's going to think it's wrong because they did think it's wrong. And I used to live in this anxiousness, like, for a very long time, for a lot of years, actually, a lot of years during my teenage. I used to live in this anxiety that shit. I have to store this properly in my house. Like, I have to keep it hidden very well because otherwise my parents will find it. And I used to like sleep with this anxious thought that, shit, what if my mom finds this? Shit, what if my dad finds this? And a lot of times they would find stuff, that I wasn't supposed to do. So I would have this like my heart would beat and shit, and like it was not cool at all, you know. And all I wanted was for them to be okay with it, you know. Like in deep down in my heart, all I wanted was them to be okay with it. But I knew that never happened, you know. So I continued my shit, and like, you know, I would still rebel, still cause a lot of friction in the house. Um, until like there were like several events which opened my eyes because I had gone too far. Which made me realize that fuck, okay, I am going too far, and like this is not just like a fun rebel thing anymore. This is actually causing me harm, you know. Um, that's when I took a step back and I was like, shit, like what am I doing? But you realize that this all of this came, like this realization came because I went to an extreme and I learned from my lessons, and I decided, okay, now it's time to take a step back. And this didn't happen because my parents said don't do it. In like because my parents said don't do it is when I did it more. Had they not said anything, maybe I would have not gone to that extreme, you know. Um, so I took a step back and I was like, shit, bro, this is harming me. It's not even doing me any good anymore, you know. And a lot of other incidents where I was like, shit, bro, like this is not fun anymore. Um, and as I said, deep down in my heart, all I wanted was for them to be okay with it, or maybe us even doing it together. Like, you know, I would love to just have a drink with my parents back then. Um, and I tried really hard, you know, like I think especially with my mom, because my mom's more chill as compared to my dad in this aspect. Um, like I would tell her ki mama, like itna bura nahi hai, like, you know, what you think is so bad because that's what you've been taught, you know. It's not that bad, like come, let's do it together. She'd be like, no, no, what are you saying, like no way, we can't do this, like this is no, it's not good. So I'll be sad and I'll be like, yaar, to kya karu main, what do I do, you know. And I tried with my dad. I remember we were here in Lanzarote at some restaurant and I had ordered a cider, and I would always feel like weird ordering alcohol with like a family who doesn't even drink alcohol. But I felt cool, right? Ki, oh, I'm drinking alcohol. Um, so I would also tell my dad, ki, Papa, I'm gonna order a beer, you know. Like I would tell him I'm gonna order a beer. And then I remember I had ordered a cider, Copperberg, strawberry lime, my favorite. And I was like, Papa, try to karo yaar. Like, don't have so much resistance to it. Like, it's not that bad. And at first he was like, no, 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 this is a sin. ये सब गलत होता है. You'll get addicted. And I was like, Papa, ek sip se, what's gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen with one sip. So have a sip. He did have a sip. So thank you for that, Papa. And like these small incidents made me happy. You know, I didn't sleep in so much anxiety, and I didn't feel like I was doing something wrong, because even though like I was in this rebel phase, I thought that I was doing something wrong, but I was okay doing it, you know, because I was like, I want to do whatever I want. But because we were taught it's wrong, I was okay with doing what's wrong, you know. Um, Another example that I can give is when I moved to Barcelona. Okay, I moved to Barcelona in April 2023, and the decision that I made that I'm gonna go was probably in Jan or Feb of 2023. And I was shit scared to tell my parents that I want to do this, you know. But I did, like I had to, like, you know, I was scared shitless, but I was like, I'm gonna do this because like I want to do it. My parents at first were so against it, like so against it. They were like, this is a horrible decision, you are making a bad decision, you are so well set here, you are not even paying rent, everything is so like sorted for you, why do you want to go? And I was like, no, but like, you know, I want to do this, like I don't like it here, and blah 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 blah. So my father was very against it. And my mom, I guess, like I told you, she's a bit more chill in some aspects. So she told me that, do you know what, Mahima, if this is coming to your brain and your heart that this is what you want to do, maybe something good will come out of it. So just go, you know. And I think that was the first time that I slept feeling that I am seen, that I'm supported, I'm not even kidding. Like that day I slept so well in my own house. Um, and I even told my mom that, Mummy, thank you so much, because I felt like, okay, someone is supporting me, because all this while I was a rebel, right? I was doing whatever I wanted, no one supported me. But for once, someone was supporting me in what I wanted to do, you know. Well, I moved to another city, I moved to Tenerife after that, and guess what? I moved back after a year. So what I'm trying to say is, when you're allowed to do what you want and you make your own decisions, the thing that you thought that you wanted to do out of rebelliousness, you might not even want that. Like once you experience that this is like that you can do this, once you're allowed to do what you want, what you want to do, you realize that, bro, I don't even want it. Like I just wanted to, actually, you know what, yeah, this is the thing. All I wanted, in during these incidents and in life, is that I just wanted to know that I am capable and I'm able to do it internally also, and like, from like support from my family also. Like I just wanted to know that I can do it. you know there are so many things that i I will not do, but I am happy knowing that I can do it. And that one of those things was moving out. you know and when I was living in India, my parents had a major issue with me coming late. Like they would throw a major fit, they would call my friends, they would just throw a very, very bad fit. And that, like we came to a full circle when in Barcelona. It was my like last weekend in Barcelona, so we went out, we did karaoke and stuff, and I came home at 6 a.m. Mind you, I was in Barcelona for 6 months, and I think the only time that I actually went out was like probably 3-4 times, because in Barcelona I knew I could. There was no one stopping me. So when I know that information that I can go and no one stops me, I don't go. So literally, I think I just went out 3-4 times, 2 concerts and maybe like 1-2 times out. That's it. So I came home at 6 a.m. And then the next day I told my mom that we did karaoke, whatever, and I came home at 6. So that conversation made me so happy, because I was like, now I can tell my mom that I came home at 6. Um, and she was like, oh, cool, like, did you have fun and stuff? And like, that was such a full circle moment for me, to be able to not hide what time I came home, because just because I came home at 6 doesn't mean like that's a bad thing. You can have all the fun in the world and you can come home at 6, because that's how much fun you had, right? Um, even here now, when I was in Lanzarote, I wouldn't go out. Like before moving to Barcelona, I wouldn't go out as much. But when I would go out, I would come home late, and my parents, especially my father, he would throw a fucking fit. Where are you? Where are you? Come home, come home. So many calls, so many calls, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is this? How is this like possible? Like, why am I like dealing with this, right? And now whenever I go out in Lanzarote, my parents don't call me even once. Now I feel the opposite. I'm like, no one's calling me. Like, they don't care about me, even though it's not like they don't care about me. But but do you realize how like this whole circle comes to it always happens like this. You always come to like a full circle. So yeah, now whenever I go out, like whenever I travel also, I don't ask for permission. I'm just like, I'm going here, I'm going here. And I think my parents have understood that the more they try to tell Mahima what to do, the opposite she's gonna do. So now whenever I tell them, for example, I went paddle surfing the weekend before, and my mom is like, she's anxious about these things, like, oh, like, if you fall a certain way, you'll damage your body, pata nahi, whatever. So she's like, don't do it, don't do it. But it was her anxiousness speaking, it's not like this is bad. But then she quickly realized, like a second later, she's like, okay, you know what, do what you want. Because whenever I tell you not to do something, you're going to do it even more. So my mom has understood that. So this video is not just for children my age, or no, any age children. This is also for parents, because I think this healing your relationship with your parents is like a two-sided initiative. It's not just me who wants to heal my relationship with my parents. It should also be that the parents want to heal the relationship with the child, because how long can parents live in this resistance? How long can they be like, no, I'm the boss and you're not? Because if they continue like this, the kid will leave, or he'll stay, but like it's not going to be a good relationship. And which parent wants that? you know so I think there has to be initiative from both sides, and I'm really, really grateful to my parents, because they come from very different backgrounds, and like the age and like the generation we live in, like the things that I do is not normal for them at all. Like I think I'm probably the first one in my mom's side of the family who's lived alone, because like everyone was just like married and then they had kids, so for them to even accept it, to be open minded, it's a hard thing, and I acknowledge that. So it takes both sides to do hard things, which, well, for the children it's like wanting to heal the relationship, and like sitting down with your parents and like talking to them very calmly and kindly and be like, Mama, this is my opinion. It's not as bad as you think it is. Trust me. Trust me. Like, that's the main thing. Trust your children to make their decisions. Because if you make a decision for your children and that goes to shit, they're going to resent you for the rest of your life. Let your children make all the decisions they want, good, bad, and let them be the adult that, they deserve to be. I think in our culture, in the Indian culture, we're always are like, no, my kids, and like you don't let them be free. And a lot of kids, like a lot of Indian kids, want to be free. So parents, let your children be free, let them do what they want. They'll come back to you always. Like with me, I was so desperate to move out, I moved out and I came back. you know um, so many other instances, but yeah, to sum it up, this healing thing is amazing. It might sound like it's all like rainbows and unicorns. It's really not. Like, there is a lot of fights, discussion, resistance, friction that one goes through before reaching the stage of healing. you know like, it's a lot of effort. It's not that easy, and like I said, it's both sides have to want to do it. you know and that's what my parents did, and I'm sure a lot of your parents or your kids, like, I don't know who's going to watch, but like parents and kids, um I'm sure both parties want to be more connected to the children, or the parents. So take this video as a sign to have that conversation. Both parents deserve to be happy, and children deserve to be happy in their own home. And they should be allowed to feel and do what they want. And parents, don't give kids the don't give kids the excuse that don't do this because log kya kahenge, because that's the worst excuse. Because you're gonna make your kids do what they don't want to do, that they think they want to do but they don't want to do, because you're gonna give them the log kya kahenge excuse. That is probably the worst excuse you can give to your children. Let them do what they want, let them learn from their mistakes, just like you did. So give them the chance. Like, don't protect them so much that like they're just in their shell. um what else? Wow, I've been speaking for so long. But yeah, this whole healing thing has made me so calm and grounded, and like I can tell my parents anything now. They're super open to it, because they know that if they're not, they'll lose me. So no parent wants that. um and yeah, I think that's all. um Take this as a sign. Go talk to your family members. Whenever there's like a rift or like some fight, be very calm. Try to explain them your situation or your whatever you think. They might not listen to it at first, but I think everything that is handled with calm, and it's mainly your intention. Like with me, I genuinely wanted to be okay with them. I wanted to tell them everything I did, but I knew that they couldn't handle it. Now they can, but I genuinely wanted to tell them I wanted to have like a cool relationship with my parents, but they weren't ready for it at that time. So if your intention genuinely is that I want to be cool with my parents, I want to be chill with my kids, it'll happen. It just takes some time, it takes a lot of conversations, and it takes a calm brain, a calm mind. So I think if you have that, things will change for you. And I think healing your relationship with your parents is like the first base to like going to the next level, or like, doing whatever you want, because they're your parents, and for them they're your children. They're your caregivers, and they're like, for them you're their children, and for you they're your caregivers. So like that's like the most important relationship that you'll ever have, you know. So definitely heal your relationship with your parents. And if you do, let me know, okay? And also feel free to share this with maybe your parents or parents with their children, and use this video as a way to start a conversation that you might want to have, that you have not in a while. So yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if this helped you.